Hi there. Today I'm going to talk about early literacy and how to get your child off to a great start with learning to read. There's so much that kids can learn about books and reading before they even start school. As a parent, you know it's an important time, and you want to make sure your child starts the first day of kindergarten feeling confident, enthusiastic, and ready to learn. In this video, I'm going to talk about the building blocks of early literacy. First, I'll talk about the skills that your child can start building now. And second, I'll talk about how important it is to develop a love of books and reading. At the end of the video, I'll tell you about some easy, fun ways to get your child excited about books and learning to read. So let's start with 3 really important early literacy skills that will get your child ready to read. The first one is print awareness. Young children need to learn some basic things about how books work. Like, the funny little marks they see on the page are letters and words. Words are speech written down, and you read a book by turning pages from left to right. Your child will learn all of this by spending time with books, flipping the pages, looking at pictures, and listening to you read aloud. Then there's phonemic awareness. Before kids can learn to read, they need to be able to hear each sound in a spoken word. For example, the word big is made up of 3 sounds: b, I, g. Your child will learn about letter sounds in kindergarten, but he or she can start now by having fun with words and sounds, making up nonsense words and playing with rhymes. The third skill is recognizing letters. This usually begins with the alphabet song, when kids learn to name the letters. Then they start learning the shapes of the letters, beginning with the letters in their name. Some kids start to write letters as well. Your child doesn't need to learn the alphabet perfectly now, but it's great to get a head start. Building these 3 skills early on will have a big payoff in kindergarten, but keep in mind that the goal isn't for your child to master these skills right now. This stage is all about exposure. The best way for your child to learn is to do what comes naturally, to play, be curious, and have fun exploring books and language. So let's talk about developing a love of books and reading. The #1 way to make this happen is to do a lot of reading aloud with your child. Your child will see books as a source of pleasure, and he or she will associate reading with fun and with warmth and family. There are so many wonderful picture books with beautiful illustrations, and your child will get so swept up by the stories that it feels like he or she is inside the book. It's an experience that your child will want to have again and again. Developing a love of reading has huge benefits. First, we know that it makes learning to read much easier and faster. Second, it will motivate your child to learn to read. Kids who love hearing stories want to be able to read them on their own. Finally, the icing on the cake is that by listening to stories now, your child will build comprehension and vocabulary before he or she even starts reading. You know you want your child to start kindergarten excited about books and ready to learn to read. So what can you do now? Well, the good news is that you don't have to be a teacher to help your child get off to a strong start. Here are some simple things that you, as a parent, can do better than anyone else. Make reading aloud a part of your routine. Do some reading every day. It helps to pick a regular time, like bedtime. Talk about what's happening in the story and in the pictures as you read. Follow your child's lead and keep it relaxed and fun. Make sure you have lots of books around the house so your child can read with you or look at books on his or her own. When you see your child reaching for books, you'll know he or she is on the way to being a reader. Make sure your child gets lots of experience with letters. Kids love toys that involve letters, like puzzles, blocks, and magnets. Or you can draw big block letters for your child to color and decorate. When you're out and about, point out letters you see on signs. Have fun playing with words and sounds. You can talk about words that rhyme or play games. For example, you choose something nearby that starts with a certain sound, like and then have your child guess what it is. The more you can make books and reading a part of your child's life now, the easier learning to read will be. Read together a lot. Have fun. And your child will head into kindergarten feeling confident and excited about learning to read. That's all for this time.
go marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah. The ants go marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah. The ants go marching one by one. The little one stops to suck his thumb, and they all go marching down to the ground to get out of the rain. Boom, boom, boom. The ants go marching two by two, hurrah, hurrah. The ants go marching two by two, hurrah, hurrah. The ants go marching two by two. The little one stops to tie his shoe, and they all go marching down to the ground to get out of the rain. Boom, boom, boom. The ants go marching.
What is phonemic awareness? This is the key to learning to read. It is the ability to hear, identify, and play with sounds in words. When children can identify sounds, this will help them when they begin to read. Phonemic awareness is the realization that within a word are individual sounds, or phonemes. Just to be clear, phonics focuses on teaching sound spelling relationships and is associated with print. Phonemic awareness tasks are oral. Sometimes kids leave off the ending sound to words, like, "Mom, I hurt my hand," instead of hand. Have a pile of items, like Legos, and sit at a table. Each time they hear a sound in a word, have them put a Lego on the table.
What's the first sound you hear in the word back? Good, good. Now, what's the second sound you hear in back? Ah, good job. And what is the last sound you hear in back? Great, good job.
They can go back and touch each Lego to repeat b-a-k, then say back.
One of the best ways to help your child with reading at home is to simply read with them. There are some different strategies that can be used while you're reading with your child at home, and the one that I'm going to show you today is called tracking. Tracking is just a fancy teacher word that means pointing to each word as you read. So while you're reading with your child at home, they might be curled up next to you, and that's okay. As you're reading, you just want to make sure that you're pointing to your words as you read them. So it'll be, how do dinosaurs learn to read? And this is by Jane Yolen and Mark Teague. I just love this book because it has cool pictures and lots of our children love dinosaurs. So again, while you're reading, you would just point to each word as you say it. How does a dinosaur learn how to read? Does he skim through the pages with powerful speed? Does he use his new book as a shovel or bat? And the important thing with this is just that you're pointing to each word as you say it. Play fetch with the dog, throw books at the cat. And as your child gets better with this and watching you do this, you can let them take over. They might not know the words, but as you're reading the words, they can point to them. Does he sound out the words, or just take a quick look? Does she lose her huge temper, then jump on the book? And that is it. And that is a wonderful strategy that you can use at home while helping your child learn to read. And this is a great book. I highly recommend it. So if you would like to finish it, go ahead and pick up a copy of How Do Dinosaurs Learn to Read?